And we're set to go here at the Barclays building. It's a beautiful, beautiful night in New York City as we are underway. One thing right away to tell you for the Yellow Jackets, their two top scorers, Michael DeVoe and Jordan Usher, are not in the starting lineup. A violation of team rules. They are expected to play.
And Obi, calling them top scorers is an understatement. These two young men account for 47% of the offense for Georgia Tech. But Kyle Sturdivant getting it started off early, letting his coach know, I got this.
The junior out of Norcross, Georgia. So we'll see how long it takes for Josh Pastner to get his two stars into the game. Curry underneath, can't hit. Sidney Curry, who's really been playing well, he's been a hot hand. That's what we're talking about, just how much they are missing, as this will go the other way. But 40% of the scoring, possible. They didn't get all the sleep they were required to get.
But these are my guys, though. They both got freshly braided up for the trip coming to the big city and expecting to make their debut here. And you're talking about two guys, not only the ACC reigning tournament MVP, but also an all-tournament member last season.
Thrown out of play by Louisville. You're right about that, too. DeVoe was 0, the 6'5" senior from Orlando, was magical in the tournament last year.
And Jordan Usher, the only player for Georgia Tech that has started every game this season. That streak now broken after they had a wonderful senior night to send them off. 30 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for him. These guys not starting the ACC tournament.
More on the dribble, trying to get in close, and couldn't get it to go. Williams with his first rebound. He is the number 5 rebounder in the conference. Look at the starters for Louisville. Brock, West, Faulkner, Williams, and Curry. Keep your eye on number 21, Sidney Curry, because he makes about 70% of his shots, Corey, and he's making everything inside lately.
And he has been spectacular as of late.
Georgia Tech changing up that lineup a little bit. Miles Kelly is in there, along with Moore, Howard, Sturdivant, and Coleman.
It also got me running back and forth across the court right before the game. I went over, I said, no way this is correct. I know DeVoe and Usher starting. He looked and smiled and said, hey, we've got rules. They got to follow them. Wasn't anything major. They will play, but they will not start.
Howard up top, 6'10" big man, but a foul off the ball. And Mike McGee's the interim
for him as soon as he gets the job. Suspends Malik Williams. Malik Williams now back, did everything necessary for him to rejoin the team. And right now, this team has played hard under Mike McGee. They haven't had good luck, but they have continued to play hard throughout his team.
One thing about Malik Williams, shot clock down to 8, he has played for no fewer than 4 head coaches at Louisville. That's unprecedented. Here's Sturdivant with a little fall away, and that'll drop in for him. And the Yellow Jackets take a 4-0 lead.
And it's not unheard of to play for 4 head coaches in today's game, simply because guys are leaving schools and they played at 4 schools. We've seen that before.
One school.
But at one school, I don't think there's anyone else in the country that's dealt with that outside of Malik Williams. And again, not that that's fair to Malik Williams, but these are the circumstances. But he loves Louisville, and so therefore did not pack up and leave. Continue to stay through the process.
He gets a touch here, and we'll kick it to West, the point guard. They find an open shooter. That won't drop for Noah Lockwood. It's about 34% out there. Pops up high, and Coleman comes away with it for the Yellow Jackets, who played in a lot of close games. They have lost a lot of close games. They've lost 7 by 5 points or less. And
right now, you see Georgia Tech, the 4-0 lead, and this is giving Josh Pastner an opportunity to keep DeVoe and Usher on the bench. That is freshmen. And, of course, the veterans in Sturdivant and Howard have ran things to this point.
Shot clock to 4. He's going to launch a long one and swish it in. Sturdivant is off to the races early.
You know, and this is something that really can be a message to your leaders. Hey, guys, we can be okay without you. And you see the 7-0 run. Now, again, I'm not sure how long they can be okay without those two guys, but it's been a great start for the Ramblin' Wreck.
Here's Faulkner and swishes in the triple. Mason Faulkner, the grad out of Kentucky. And finally gets LaVille on the board, 7-3.
And you talk about Mason Faulkner, a young man who is approaching 1,500 points in his college career. There is talent on this Louisville roster.
And yet 12 and 18, and here they are playing on the first night of the tournament as an 11 seed. That doesn't sound right when you're talking about Louisville.
Well, and Josh Pastner made it clear, this is the one team, when you look at their talent, you look at their roster, Louisville does not belong on Tuesday. He said this is a Thursday team when you look at their talent. Of course, they've had a tumultuous year, but when you look at them on paper, they should not be here today.
Faulkner feeding inside. Down the lane comes Williams, and he'll draw the foul.
Just how much that spoke volumes to where the team was regarding Chris Mack's coaching.
Yeah, Malik becoming embroiled in the Mack separation. He was suspended by Mike Pegues for failing to meet program standards. That's the language that he used. He returned. He played several games. He did not make the trip to Virginia Tech, harkening back to the same reasons, as that is airmailed and has a shot clock violation. Georgia Tech on top 9.
One of my favorites in the ACC, and you can best believe the energy will be there from 4 in blue.
DeVoe 18 points, 5 rebounds a game. Usher 15 points, 7 rebounds a game. Any night, the two of them are either leading the team in scoring or they're co-leaders, but DeVoe's had a terrific year. He was named to the All-ACC third team. Nice catch by Williams, and he'll drop it in.
And a nice job by Jarrod West finding Williams, and Williams doing a great job sealing Usher out of the way to where only he can receive the basketball.
Here's Kelly up top for Howard. He'll miss about 5 games earlier this season because of an ankle injury. Usher hits the deck, no whistle there as that'll dribble out. A 9-7 lead for the Yellow Jackets. We take a look at the player spotlight brought to you by Geico. The 2021 ACC champion against FSU, 20 points. Mr. Clutch, 8 for 12, and was the MVP in a great tournament run.
Absolutely a great tournament running. You're talking about who had teammates with the ACC Player of the Year as well as ACC Defensive Player of the Year. But Michael DeVoe was actually the ACC tournament MVP, and it had a lot to do with that championship game against Florida State.
Now, conversely, Usher, his running mate, is coming off the 30-point game against Boston College.
And not just 30 points, also 8 rebounds, 5 assists for Jordan Usher. But he's one of the most versatile players you're going to see in college basketball, not just the ACC, the ability to play 1 through 5.
Usher is spinning and firing, but it'll go the other way. An offensive foul. Not have a guy averaging, Corey, over 9.5 points a game. They're sorely lacking a true offensive leader, aren't they?
Well, when you look at this team, they have 8 newcomers, 6 transfers, 2 freshmen coming into the fold this year. And honestly, I think that building chemistry at some point was a problem. No chemistry problems right there between Faulkner and Sidney Curry raising up to give Louisville the lead.
No, in my chemistry classes in high school, I got burned every time I tried to do one of those experiments. That's exactly what happened there, in a big way.
I can see you on the Bunsen burner right now.
that was trouble. Sturdivant again. Right now, he's a little too much to handle for the Ville. Having a very nice first half with 9 points and 4 for 5 from the floor.
I wonder how many people at home are now thinking about that chemistry set they got for Christmas that time.
Right, and it just sat there for a lot of us, untouched. Curry, stop losing weight. You're a tight end. Okay, we're going to draft you right into the league with that physique and those hands. Again, making 70% of his shots for the season. Louisville by 1 here in Brooklyn. Backdoor cut, Coleman. Spinning, really stuck with it, but could not connect. And on contact, here comes Louisville pushing the tempo. Ellis gave it off and a whistle. You're lucky it's not more than that. Exactly right. Ellis at the line makes it 14-11. And we'll see if Michael DeVoe can get rolling. The senior from Orlando, Florida. After not starting the game, a disciplinary measure. He'll scoop that one in on a tough drive. DeVoe on the board. He had 23 when these two met back in January against Louisville.
You see the different zones that Georgia Tech has, and they're able to morph really into a man-to-man or a matchup zone at any given notice, but that has been the area exploited. Sidney Curry kicking that one back out, gave up an opportunity at the rim.
Ellis a one-hander, he'll be headed to the line. 12-16 remaining first half. First night game, strictly speaking, here at the ACC tournament. And 4 games coming up tomorrow on our ESPN family of networks.
We talked about the versatility of Jordan Usher now playing the 5 spot. We've seen him actually handling the basketball, playing some point early. Not sure if that's the shot Josh Pastner wanted from Usher, but wanted to get him an opportunity on the block, especially with Sidney Curry out of the game.
DeVoe and Usher since the end of the game. Georgia Tech scuffling to score a little bit inside. It's Williams, and they'll drop in 2 more.
And that's been a point of emphasis for Louisville the entire season, getting more points in the paint, not relying on the 3, not a great 3-point shooting team. And you've seen they come out with that emphasis in this game, and it's worked to perfection.
Louisville's made their last 5 shots. DeVoe a fall away and short. Cardinals the 11 seed. Georgia Tech is the number 14 seed. Malik Williams squaring up. He'll fire it and knock it down. Very smoothly done by the 3-time team captain for the Cardinals.
And Malik Williams playing like he does not want his career to end on this floor tonight. Coming out to a great start, showing off all the different weapons he has in his arsenal.
Josh Pastner is going to bring 3 new guys in. Doesn't like the mix right now for the Yellow Jackets. We're preseason number 10 in the ACC. Didn't measure up to that. Shot clock down to 6. DeVoe with a bit of a fumble. DeVoe will launch it. And pretty chilly as that one rolls out of play. Louisville surging into a 2013 lead.
Well, here in Brooklyn, the saying goes, sprint zone, and you see Malik Williams right in the center that has his options, and back to Mason Faulkner, who's able to knock down the 3 on 1 possession, and then Louisville's been able to go over the top a number of times for finishes 1 to Williams, 1 to Curry.
Jump shot out of the corner is going to be in and out by the Bill. Locke couldn't get it to go, but a second effort for Williams.
A strong offensive board by Malik Williams, and then poised under pressure to get it back out, run offense instead of forcing up a shot.
Williamson into the game, got a good look on the turnaround, but couldn't knock it in. Earlier today, the 13 seed Boston College beat Pitt 66-46. Pittsburgh, their season over. Number 12 seed, number 10 seed Clemson defeated NC State in game number 2. So they move on, and we'll have 4 games tomorrow. It begins at noontime. Florida State against Syracuse. Should be a dandy, the 8-9 game.
It really should. And right now, the end of the shot clock, give Louisville credit for the job they've done defensively as well as offensively in this game. Josh Pastner told us yesterday he had no idea which Louisville team would show up. He's seen the good Louisville, and of course he's seen the Louisville over their past 16 games, but we've seen great Louisville here to start this game.
Ellis left it short underneath, and the Yellow Jackets want to run. DeVoe will line it up. He can't stick it. Got off to a pretty quick start, but he has chilled since then. And it's been a different game, really, since Usher and DeVoe came in the Cardinals' favor, and that continues as Locke makes 2 more.
And oftentimes teams are very confused against the zone and the defensive pressure of Georgia Tech. But give Mike Pegues and his staff credit. They have come out very well prepared to be able to operate against Georgia Tech's defense.
A 17-4 run for Louisville since the Stars entered for Georgia Tech. Finally banged in by Jordan Usher, who went over 1,000 points in a game against North Carolina back in January. Louisville not to wait, and Locke with a 3 from the corner.
And confusion getting back defensively. Usher caught on the wrong side, and the one guy you cannot leave open for 3, Noah Locke, who has been a knockdown shooter his entire career at Florida as well as here at Louisville.
Well, we came on the air talking about the Cardinals in a tournament like this being an unknown. I think a lot of people are looking at maybe Florida State as a very serious dark horse in this tournament. They're
attacking the rim and then showing off the sweet touch on the outside, knocking down the mid-range jumper. Malik Williams has it going in all facets here this season.
Been a roller coaster season for him on and off the court, but he's playing very well here tonight. Rebound cradled by Williamson. Remembering Malik Williams was a preseason All-ACC as well. Don't forget that. Block for the miss, but another basket to make it 27-15.
But if you watch Louisville, and I'm sure many of the people tuned in are Louisville fans watching, you haven't really seen this type of effort from them as of late. You know, their senior night against Virginia was not a great performance, to say the least, in front of the home crowd. But they have picked it up here. It seems as though things are starting to come together here as they near the end of the season.
Way downtown West. Can't get it to go. Curry with another man's rebound. The winner of this one will take on the 6th seed Virginia tomorrow night. We'll have that game for you at 9:30.
And we mentioned that senior day for Louisville. It was actually a loss to Virginia. They got off to an 8-0 start for that game and then found themselves down big at halftime.
Jordan Usher pounding his way into the paint. And coming off 30 against BC, one of his 25 double-figure scoring games he's had this season. Point guard West. Louisville thus far has turned it over exactly one time. They've been very clean. Empty possessions there, though. DeVoe beating everyone to the other end, but can't finish it.
And you right now can see Michael DeVoe not in his normal state of mind. Did not start this game. And again, he missed the game, which is the reason he hasn't started all this year. But you can see. You know, I would love to be tuned in to Nothing But the Net. But this is actually the 2-year anniversary of when my girl Kelsey Riggs forgot my name. So on national TV, and look at Louisville getting out. Jarrod West, one of the top steals leaders active in college basketball, with the pick in the half court in the easy layup. And right now, you look at this Louisville team, and Obi, you're seeing a team that's playing like they have nothing to lose and everything to gain, which is another Biggie line, by the way. And they are getting it done here in Brooklyn.
Usher got it. Three-pointer, and they desperately needed that one. By the way, that hasn't come up in conversation with you and Kelsey since, has it?
Oh, no. We never talk about the fact that she forgot my name on national television.
31-20. Up high, here's Locke. He's taken 281 shots, 180 of them are three-pointers. Speaking of which, West will bury that one. The 5'11" grad out of Clarksburg, West Virginia.
Anyone checking in right now would say no way possible this team has lost 14 of their last 16 games. The way they are connected on both ends of the floor, sharing the basketball, and the chemistry seems to be great from the Cards.
Usher turning, firing, got it again. Another three-pointer, he has come alive.
I told you, he's one of my favorites. And when you think about Jordan Usher getting the job done, there's my girl Kels,
whose name will never be forgotten by you.
Oh, no, and I would never forget her name.
I have the great honor of working with Kelsey on our football package. She's as good as it gets. Curry will draw at the line. Louisville trying to add to their lead. 34-23. Georgia Tech, from November 27 until the 12th of January, they won exactly one game. In that time, they lost 7. They had a couple of COVID pauses. The one victory was in overtime against Georgia State. But trying to bring some of that magic back from the ACC tournament in close. That one won't go by Jordan Mecca.
Beautiful find from Jordan Usher, though. Usher unhappy about the fact that Mecca didn't just go straight up and shoot the easy layup when he had it.
Foul there away from the basketball with 3:57 to go in the first half, first round of the ACC.
The corner from our hotel.
I know it
but
is.
They close at 10. You know I've already done my research on this.
I think we could make it. Louisville really doing a great job handling the basketball. They've gone over 15 minutes without a turnover. You don't want to jinx anybody, but doing a great job on that. Jump shot on the way, and now they're playing off the iron by Williams, but they're getting a lot of second efforts. Another one here by West, and sticks the three.
And crazy, West in the first 18 games of the season only made 12 threes. In the last 12, made 17 and shooting 45% from three. So he's a guy that really should have been taking more shots early, but trying to be more of a playmaker and a point guard, but it's showing off his shooting touch as of late.
Kind of the Louisville we were anticipating seeing at the beginning of the year.
This is them. And, you know, you and I had a chance to see them when they were 4-0 coming to Florida State, and they were playing great basketball coming into that game. Lost that one, and that's really where the slide started.
Khalid Moore with a bucket. Senior from Briarwood, New York. Right on the corner in Queens, New York. Went to high school at Archbishop Malloy. Same as Tech's legendary point guard Kenny Anderson.
Yeah, Khalid has about 30 to 35 family members and friends here, making the trip from Queens to Brooklyn. A lot of rap battles go on between the two, but right now there's been peace.
Williams takes the feed up in there. Rebound knocked around Usher on the line. Nice save by Jordan Usher. So Georgia Tech in the last 2.5 minutes before halftime in Brooklyn trying to cut into a 12-point deficit.
And Mecca missing Jordan Usher, who had a wide open layup on that last possession.
Moore will draw the foul. That's on Sidney Curry again.
And props to our nothing but net crew. You think about not only Luke Hancock, who I mentioned was a national champion, Carlos Boozer, of course, a national champion, and Joel Barry. You got a lot of champions. I can't even go on the set now.
Yeah, that's a lot of rings.
Yeah, I didn't get a ring. I can't go on the set now.
A lot of rings locked. Yes! He drills the three. The 6'3" senior on target. Louisville 5 out of 10. This has not been a strength most of the season. They're 31% from beyond the three-point line, but a different story here tonight on that topic. That's Miles Kelly, the shooting guard from Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Miles Kelly's shown he can shoot the basketball. 16 points for him last time out on senior night, coming up with his career high. So, and earning more playing time right now with Michael DeVoe watching the majority of the first half.
Block again, and he's loving life.
We talked about Noah Locke, knockdown shooter, 11 points for him already in this first half. You're talking about one of the 3,000-point scorers on this Louisville roster.
And Michael DeVoe, the best offensive player in the building at this moment, has been sitting and watching a lot more than playing. Usher trying to get free underneath, but no. 43-28 Louisville.
And it's amazing how not starting this game has affected the two guys so differently. Jordan Usher's been great here in the first half. Not so much for Michael DeVoe, who Georgia Tech relies so much on.
Ellis to the paint, scoops it, yes. A little extra spin at the tail end to make sure it's stuck. Final seconds of the first half. And that's going to go as a foul with 22.3 to go. And will go against Louisville. Actually go against Georgia Tech. That was on Mecca. 45-28. 22.3 to go in the first half.
ACC SIDs, two of the best in the business.
They are absolute legends. And we can't do what we do without them. So the Bill, with the shot clock off, an opportunity to add to a nice lead going into the locker room. They're at Barclays Center. West on the dribble. Down to 4 seconds to get one off. Locked. Can't connect. Rebound tipped and controlled by Georgia Tech. The heave will come up well short.
But those 7 guys had played great. And Mike McGee's continued to reward them with playing time.
So Louisville so good with the basketball in the first half and in many other phases of the game. They open up with the basketball ahead 45-28 and a very quick whistle as we check out the difference makers in the first 20.
Michael DeVoe has not been the same guy we've seen all season long after coming off the bench for the first time this season.
Fox slamming on the brakes. Williams will fire it and hit it. So they pick right back up here in the early second half.
But this is the Malik Williams that Georgia Tech saw in early January when he went for 20 and 10 against them. And not only what he's doing offensively, but you see him communicating defensively and being that anchor on the defensive end of the floor.
Moore will lift. Got a good look. Couldn't bury it. Curry with another rebound. He's had a really strong game.
He always has a strong game, regardless as to what the numbers look like. No matter what, when Sidney Curry steps on the floor, it's going to be strong.
In half, they could get blown out of here if they're not very, very careful.
But this is what Josh Pastner was afraid of. Which team shows up? Does the Louisville team with the Malik Williams playing invested basketball as he lines up another three? Unable to get that one, but Noah Locke getting involved in the action, coming up with the offensive board. We've seen him knocking down threes, getting involved. But this is the Louisville team we all were expecting to see all season long. They should be playing on Thursday instead of Tuesday in the ACC tournament.
And that's exactly what the men and women who cover Louisville on a daily basis are saying on press row. That was the conversation at halftime. This team is exactly what they thought they would see when the season got underway. Howard drifting inside and hooks in two. Big Rodney Howard, the 6'10 junior. Here's Locke. Off the window, that clangs right to Faulkner, and he drills a triple.
And when you add this component to the Cards, when they're knocking down threes, it's going to be difficult to beat them. And now at this point, when you see Mike Pegues up clapping on the sideline in the defensive stand, getting his team motivated on the defensive end of the floor, you start to wonder, can this Louisville team make a run here in Brooklyn? They have the talent. We talked about that. And right now, it seems like they have the motivation.
Michael DeVoe with a frustration foul. Pegues' team has come to play.
And you look, DeVoe coming out of the game right now. And again, this could be the last time we see Michael DeVoe in the ACC. And you're talking about, you know, a third-team All-ACC performer this year and a reigning ACC tournament MVP. I know Michael DeVoe does not want his Georgia Tech career to end in this fashion.
West, nifty pass and the slam by Williams. Look at the fire here by the Cardinals.
You know, I'm not going to say that I was one of the people that knew what to expect from this Louisville team, but I haven't seen Malik Williams dunk since he was a senior in high school. And so when you think about that, he's battled with health issues, etc. But that shows you where he is right now and how he's feeling about himself and his team.
Sturdivant started with a very hot hand, but he's chilled out. And another rebound for Sidney Curry. 54-30. Curry gets it. Flips it up and a misfire. Georgia Tech needs somebody with a hot hand. They turn to Usher. He'll draw the foul out high, up around the top of the key.
And DeVoe 1 for 7 from the field and only has 1 foul, so it's not as though he's in foul trouble. Right now, Josh Pastner just liking what his team is doing more so without DeVoe on the floor. You got to love what Jordan Usher's doing at the end of the day. And it's one of the reasons I love this young man. He is going to play with the same energy, the same effort, no matter what the scoreboard says. This is a young man, Obi, we're going to see playing in the NBA at some point.
A whistle off the ball and a foul on the illegal screen, 54-32.
Sometimes when you think about discipline, and whatever it was, and Josh Pastner said it's nothing major, but you have to accept that discipline and move on. And it looks as though Jordan Usher accepted it, but Michael DeVoe is still battling with it, whether it was right or whether it was wrong, and it has been in his mind throughout this game.
I don't know what all happened. I do know when I was a young man and I made one of my first trips to New York.
The case. That is all speculation. We don't know that that's the case. But I've been here before as a freshman. And I will say that I don't think I made it in for curfew that night.
Well, now you let us know.
Well, I didn't get caught.
There's a lesson there, too. Usher gives it up downstairs. Howard trying to muscle his way in, and he drops in a bucket. Rodney Howard. And the big junior giving him a little bit of life downstairs.
And Rodney Howard has been a bonus for Georgia Tech. Later in the season, missed 5 games throughout the middle of the ACC play with the ankle injury, and they really were a different team without him.
Malik Williams on the attack. The kick here for West. Well, you can tell Noah Locke is really hunting for three-pointers when he does have a bit of an opening. Talk about an opening, a tough move there by.
Has been a spark for Mike Pegues and the Louisville Cards here tonight.
Curry will head to the bench after 3-point play to make it 57-34 here at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Corey Alexander, Dave O'Brien with you.
So you're not going to use your Brooklyn name?
I'm going to warm up into it.
Okay, I just wondering.
Use my way, if you don't mind. Ellis almost lost the handle there.
I'm not really sure if you can call yourself a notorious DOB. I can call you that.
If you do it, I can sit here uncomfortably, and that's fine. Williams hits the deck, and a rebound snatched away by the Yellow Jackets. Boy, do they need a long run here.
They really do, but you consider what Louisville's doing defensively as well as offensively, and Georgia Tech without the services of Michael DeVoe, and not because of injury, not because of foul trouble. Really, it's more so a decision by Josh Pastner.
Kelly, a long one. Yes. Miles Kelly, the freshman.
Well, Miles Kelly's got that in his bag. He and Devo Coleman, two of the better freshman shooters in the ACC. However, you got to think Terquavion Smith when you talk about shooting as a freshman.
Block lets fly. And that won't drop. Howard. Oh, taken right away by Williamson. And he spins it in.
Everyone that has gotten in the game for the Cards has been involved. But look at the bench, Obi. The bench is standing the entire time, doing a great job encouraging their teammates as well as staying invested in this game. Even see Williamson just taking it away, and then the finish on the opposite side. Samuel Williamson, who has been on this Louisville bench.
Yeah, Dre Davis had 16 against Duke. He had 18 against Miami. He can be a big-time contributor, but you've not had to hear from him in this one.
But Mike Pegues has done a tremendous job preparing these guys to be able to come in and play in the ACC tournament. And whatever the conversation has been from Saturday with a lackluster performance on Senior Day to Tuesday, it worked, whatever Mike Pegues said to this team.
Ellis way downtown. Fight for the rebound. It pops free on the baseline. And knocking down Bill Covington.
Yeah, Cov took a slow fall on that one, though. That was like in slow motion. I got to talk to Cov about that. He was trying to decide as to whether or not he was going to go down, and then realized, well, it's the cheerleaders right here, so maybe I'll just go ahead and take the tumble.
59-37. Bill appears to be okay. And it'll be Georgia Tech basketball. Louisville and Duke coming up in lacrosse. That'll be on the 17th. Our coverage starting at 8 o'clock Eastern right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app.
Michael DeVoe back into the game for Georgia Tech. It'll be interesting to see his body language and how he approaches the remainder of this game. We could see the career ending of Michael DeVoe here in this second half, and I know he doesn't want to go out without a fight.
Been a great scorer at 37 against Georgia in November. From the corner, Locke. Yes, sir. Another triple.
Noah Locke had to wait a little longer on that one. Ellis explored his opportunities first before finding Noah Locke, but Noah Locke 4 for 10 from beyond the arc. 16 points for him already in this one.
Georgia Tech, meanwhile, has not even attempted a foul shot in the game. West, nice scoop shot.
More importantly, his energy, his effort has been contagious throughout this team.
And a big senior leading Louisville to a 64-37 advantage here in round one. The winner will take on Virginia tomorrow night. Virginia, the number 6 seed.
But look at Ellis getting after defensively, and more importantly, 4 white uniforms coming over to help him up. This team has lost 14 of their last 16 games.
12-18, 6-14 in the conference, playing their way to an 11 seed. One of the great blue blood programs in all of college basketball over the years. That's going to rattle in. On target is DeVoe. So little offense out of him so far tonight, but he's got some time here.
And I hope that gets him going. You're talking about a young man who's averaged 18 points per game, third leading scorer in the ACC, only 5 for him, 2 for 8 from the field now. And more importantly, I would love to see his body language change to a standpoint to where he feels like he can get this team back in.
But, you know, the Cardinals just continue to bury threes. Ellis right on the money. And they are 9 for 19.
And Ellis was runner-up for ACC 6th Man of the Year behind Matthew Cleveland.
46. They went on a 22-3 run to put that game away. And Clemson knocked off NC State 70-64. P.J. Hall had 18 and 10 in that one.
Nova, you mentioned the three-point shooting as Curry mishandles the basketball, which would have been another wide-open dunk for him. You mentioned the three-point shooting. Louisville 9 for 19 from 3. big bucket from Miles Kelly on that one to see if he can get something going. But this Louisville team shot 31% from the season from beyond three, and you look at what they've been able to do here tonight. And it just really, I'm not sure if that's a focus thing, but again, you're coming into a building. They didn't even practice here yesterday. This is a team that's coming in here cold, hasn't practiced in this building, and shooting the basketball very well.
Now look at the bracket as mentioned. BC a winner, Clemson a winner, so they move on to tomorrow. Wake Forest and Boston College, but our first game will be Florida State and Syracuse. When you look at FSU starting to get healthy again, a lot of people are kind of looking over their shoulder like, wait a minute, remember Leonard Hamilton's team was in first place in the conference in January.
Yeah, we got a chance to see them on Saturday against NC State, and they look great. But you also remember as Jordan Usher gets involved in three-point party, and just like that, back-to-back threes for Georgia Tech. And right now, Mike Pegues wants to talk it over with his team. Even though they had a 27-point lead, you don't want to let it go right now.
Many would tell you, I would too. Conference had a down year.
I'm not going with it.
You're not going to go there.
Nope, I'm not. And the reason I'm not going with it is because I think the conference was judged too much on the non-conference play. I am looking forward to the 5, 6, or 7 ACC teams that get into the NCAA tournament going and making a run, seeing some of those teams in the second weekend.
Right now, Joe Lunardi has 5 in. And now our Food Lions, food for thought. Coach K, still not the coach of the year. You have to go back to 2000, the last time that he was honored that way, despite winning 3 national championships in that period.
And just like I'm not mad at Alondas Williams getting ACC Player of the Year when that wasn't my vote, I'm not mad at Steve Forbes getting ACC Coach of the Year, even though my vote was Coach K. Not mad at that either. I think Steve Forbes did a great job this year. And normally around this time, I'm battling with everyone over what should have been done. But I'm not going to do that this year. Everyone who won those awards has been very deserving.
I would certainly agree with that. And 13 other head coaches won that honor since the last time Coach K won it.
Point play.
Just 1 for 7 in that first half. Starting to pick it up a little bit. And leading a 10-0 run here for Georgia Tech. So they're getting back in it, or trying to. Faulkner. A lot of iron tipped into the corner.
Louisville's way. But right now you see Georgia Tech starting to find some energy, starting to find some momentum. A couple more stops and buckets. And I think you might see Mike Pegues calling another timeout and having some concerns.
Off target by Ellis, missed badly. DeVoe and a percent. Michael DeVoe with 13 20-point games, a bunch of 30-point games as well for the Yellow Jackets, and that second one is in and out. So now the Cardinals looking for a hot hand again.
Well, we talked about their shooting and got off to a great start shooting the 3, but if you're Louisville, you can't fall in love with that. They did their damage in the painted area.
Williamson denied. Good tough defense. They collapsed on him. DeVoe to the paint. Yeah. Sweet shot by DeVoe, and he has come to life.
Thank you, Michael DeVoe. This is who we've been waiting to see. I know you didn't start the game, but now you've got to go in here. And a great move by Josh Pastner, sitting down his star, getting him to recognize we need you to play a certain way for us to be successful.
He made his first, missed his next 6, and he's made the last 3.
But he started the second half, and then after Josh Pastner not liking his body language, not liking his energy, he sat him down. And during that time sitting down, and I've been there before, Obi, Mike DeVoe thought about, hey, wait a minute, this is it for me. So therefore, I got to make sure I do better when I get back out there, and he's done just that.
Khalid Morris slapping that basketball free. DeVoe again on a drive, and he continues it.
Uh-oh, DeVoe. Here we go, Mike. This is the guy we've been waiting to see. A 27-point lead has been cut to 12, and you look at the run just like that, 15-0. In the last 3:32.
Williams cross court. Back up top for Locke. West will swing it. Williams will shoot it. The rebound tipped and a foul against
the Mount. They come back.
With about 8 minutes to go, so plenty of time. Shot clock at 10. West. Ellis trying to get inside. Nothing there. Almost threw it away. Shot clock down to 3. And DeVoe with the rebound.
Oh, this is full speed go. Oh, Jordan Usher, I thought he was going to attack one-on-one. Makes a smart play.
They want DeVoe to touch it every time down. Rebounds tipped. Controlled by Georgia Tech. More underneath. And yes, he'll finish it off. And don't look now, but Georgia Tech is down by just 10. A 17-0 run over 4.5 minutes. Williams will try one. No! Feeling like there's a lid on that basket now for the Cardinals.
Well, and this is the time when not having that go-to guy hurts the Cards. Not being able to put the basketball in one guy's hand to say, go get me a bucket.
Block launching. In and out. Man, it was in the cylinder.
And right now, Mike McGee's trying his best to wait on the media timeout. But the 17-0 run, if Georgia Tech is able to...
Louisville led 22-15.
And now the run 19-0. It was 67-40. And all was well for the Cards. And just like that, Georgia Tech found some momentum, and they've been riding it ever since.
Yep, to the tune of 19-zip. Curry with a high pass out to West. Shot clock to 9. Ellis lost the dribble. Williams in tight for 2. Malik Williams with a hugely necessary basket that snaps that 19-0 run.
And a nice find. We saw Louisville having success getting behind that zone.
Kelly jumping in off the window.
Yeah, Miles Kelly continues his strong play. This is the time of the year where coaches say freshmen are no longer freshmen anymore after you play 30 games coming into conference play. And Miles Kelly looking like a veteran right now.
Williams threw it away. Guess who's right there? Michael DeVoe with the pick.
Uh-oh, Debo.
Coleman. No.
He got a great look from a great shooter right there. Debo Samuels hesitated. Sorry, not the running back. Debo Coleman hesitated for a second.
Rebound torn away by Khalid Moore. Moore on the other end, stumbling. Tried to save it, but couldn't. Back over to the Cardinals.
Things are going your way when you see Jordan Usher smiling. And, of course, you get the shot of the tat that says smile. And when you think about Jordan Usher, this is what I'm used to seeing from him, a guy showing off the teeth, enjoying himself on the basketball court, having a great time.
Started the game on the bench, a foul by DeVoe.
This.
DeVoe and Usher, both seniors. West smooth at the line, makes it 71-61. On the cut, Kelly to lay it in. And a delay of game warning here.
A beautiful find. And we talked about Usher and his versatility, now playing the 5 position. And Georgia Tech loves to play with the ball in the hands of their post players, making plays at the top of the key.
Block, let's fly, but no. Curry, big rebound, right back up for 2. He tore that down.
Well, what you often sacrifice when you're playing Jordan Usher at the 5 is just a smaller lineup, and oftentimes you give up those offensive rebounds.
A hold, 420. The brackets includes previewing all of the games the ACC teams will play in. 73-65.
14 points now for Miles Kelly, continuing his strong play late in the season.
Battle for that one, loose in the corner and knocked out of bounds. It'll stay on this end.
Obi, you see the difference in the movement of the defense for Georgia Tech compared to what we saw in the first half. These guys are all like on a string right now, making every pass difficult for Louisville on the offensive end.
Noah Locke right in front of his bench at the far end to get it in. DeVoe anticipating that pass, slapped it away. The tail end of this game with about 4 minutes to go. Williams up top. He's going to launch a long one. Yellow Jackets with the board, and here they come again. Usher swings it underneath, and a connection with Miles Kelly on a terrific pass.
And a terrific finish from Kelly, not bringing it back down, but athletically finishing it all in the same motion.
Georgia Tech within 6 and a timeout Louisville.
Points for him, eclipsing a career high he just set on Saturday of 16 on senior day.
Yellow Jackets had a magical run last year in the ACC tournament. They won the whole thing. They went to the NCAA tournament as a result of that.
Just 10 minutes ago, we were talking about Louisville making a magical run and dancing throughout this entire tournament. The way things have changed. But that's really been what the card season has been like.
Stumbling inside, but that won't fall on the shot by L. Ellis. Usher will pass out high to his running mate DeVoe. Seems like they want him to touch it every time down the floor. And another whistle. 2:57 to go. And Sidney Curry steps out for a moment. And another one coming for Debo Coleman. And 2.
And right now you can see Louisville has lost confidence offensively against this zone. They've missed their last 7 3-point field goals and now need to look to emphasize getting the basketball inside the painted area, trying to score close to the rim.
West, the point guard, a 3. Got it!
Well, never mind to that.
Yeah. Big shot.
A huge shot from Jarrod West, stepping up right there, not considering the fact that they haven't been shooting it well, but confident enough to take it and make a big shot.
DeVoe, tough catch.
With times throughout this year.
DeVoe hits the pair. 6-point game. Another one from West, and he drills it. Boy, confident looking shot.
He really has been. You're talking about a 45% three-point shooter over their last 13 games and taking 2 of the biggest and making 2 of the biggest shots.
And Usher cannot answer for the Yellow Jackets. Have they run out of steam? Cardinals to run some clock here. 1.5 minutes to play. Jarrod West, the point guard, not a big scorer, only 6 points a game. Williamson turning and knocking it down. Samuel Williamson, very smooth, opens up an 11-point lead.
But the 2 baskets by West has given this entire team confidence to take shots down the stretch, knocking down free throws. I like the young fella's braids. Of course, I love the shirt, the jump man, but the braids are tight.
Of how into it they are. That's intensity. DeVoe lost the handle, and a reach-in foul by Kelly, and a turnover they could not afford.
Oh. Here in the BK.
West out of Clarksburg, West Virginia, and an opening here for the Yellow Jackets. Sturdivant to the 3. That won't fall. 1 and done there. Great effort there by Usher on the seat of his pants. Here's Kelly. but can't finish it off. Terrific effort by Jordan Usher to keep that alive. And a foul by Kelly stops the clock. A coach effectively being dismissed. And Chris Mack. And winning so few games, down the stretch, but they look like a different team in the first half tonight.
They really did. Really, for the first 30 minutes of this game, they looked like a different team. Struggled to finish it off. And when you consider the performance that the Cards have put on here, and they will survive and advance.
Usher with 19 points in the ball game. Just in front of the shot clock. They got off in time, and that's going to be with 9.4 to go. And Louisville about to celebrate a win in the ACC tournament. The Cardinals coming to Brooklyn as Kelly will drive in, back in two. He really had a fine night, but it was not enough in the end. As Louisville will win it tonight, they knock off the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech 84-7.